So let's start talking about the keyboard. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the notes. As soon as I press my finger anywhere, the keyboard pops up. Notice if I rotate the iPad, what actually happens is the keyboard becomes smaller and is a quarter of the size of the screen, whereas at the horizontal position of the iPad, it takes up about half the screen. And whichever is more convenient for you to use that keyboard. The keyboard allows me to type words. So for example, the quick, brown. Now notice when I typed the word brown, I actually had spelt it wrong. But what I did is I kept going to the end and then the iPad automatically corrects my text. You'll also notice the first letter of that sentence has a capital letter. If I want a capital letter, all I do is I hold down the arrow button and then I type T. You'll notice that the arrow buttons are now not blue anymore, so the next one is lowercase. Let's just delete that. What happens if I wanted all of the words to be uppercase? On that occasion, what I do is if I double click the arrows, what it will do is they will now turn blue, and what that means is everything I now type will be in capital letters. Fox jumped. And if I want to release them, I just single click. If I want to now put in some punctuation, what I can do is I can do a double space, and what it will do is automatically put in a full stop at the end. If I press in the bottom left, I now access a completely different keyboard that has numbers and various symbols. There's even more symbols if I then press this button here. So you should be able to access all the keys that you need through these three keyboards. If I go back, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at some punctuation. Now to add punctuation, even though I don't see it on the keyboard, what I can do is I can access it, and there's a number of ways I can do it. If I wanted to put the word hello in quotation marks, so first of all I can hold down the comma key and you can see that suddenly it's changed into a blue single quote. So then as soon as I release it, it comes in. So I could go hello and do the same. There we go. A quicker way to do that is I could just flick. I can stick my finger on that button and then just flick it upwards. And as soon as I do, what it does is it does exactly the same as if I'd held it. So the flick is a very useful function. Now the double quote is available just from the question mark button or the full stop. So again, if I hold it down, you'll see there's the double quotes, and I can type the word hello, and then if I flick up, I get the double quotes. So the flicking up is a great little tool just to allow you to bring in some punctuation quickly. If you ever need to do any foreign letters, for example, an O with an umlaut, if I hold down the O, you'll suddenly see that there are a number of different options, and I can just keep my finger on and drag to where it needs to go. So the iPad keypad's got a lot of functionality, but it's also got a lot of hidden functionality just with simple flicks and gestures. Give it a go.